Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am Lori Monaco, the Badass Buddha, coming to you from it's cloudy, but like not, like puffy clouds, a little blue sky, some gray sky, but from Eastern Tennessee. Happy to be here with you this morning and sharing the time and the space. And welcome. Great start to the week. Here we go to our first full week of November.
Yes, I know. And I love your necklace, badass. You know what is so funny? I was going to use a sunshine yellow today.
Oh,
I should have did it. But I'm a black, gray, white type of wardrobe person. And the yellow was on a whim. I bought it at Michael's to wear under my lime green cashmere sweater.
Oh, nice.
And I just didn't get to do that. But I left it in Connecticut. But I love it. I love the colors. It looks great. Hola, mi gente. Good morning, Gail, Evelyn. Badass. It is a beautiful day. It's here in Florida. It's been chilly every morning, and in the evenings it's been breezy where you need a sweater when you go out. So I'm actually like falling in love with this weather here because it's like hell's waiting room any other time. So my daughter and my son-in-law were in Connecticut this past weekend, and my daughter talks to me yesterday and says, it was freaking cold. She said, but now I'm here, and you know what, mommy, I miss my childhood. And see, those are those good glimmers. I've been reading a lot about people when you talk about triggers in a negative way, then in a happy way, you talk about glimmers. So I really like that.
Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah.
Triggers or glimmers. We need to have a show on that.
Yes. So let me be the glimmer in your life, darling. But yeah, so so let's all that to say, namaste. I'm happy that we are here with you. I'm happy you are tuning in with us this morning, because it's a beautiful morning. Yeah. I was up early, showered, figuring out. I was looking for one necklace. I came across this one that I found in a thrift store like 5 years ago. It's hanging on by a thread, but it's hanging on. And I'm happy. I stubbed my toe this morning, ladies, and I thought about everybody on the show. Right when I did it, I was like, okay, it's a beautiful morning.
It's letting you know you're alive. You
feel. Yeah, I'm here. The pain was real. It was real.
Isn't it interesting that like when we stub our toe, because it hurts like freaking hell when you stub your toe, it's just like getting a paper cut. But for somebody who lost the feeling in their foot, would even give anything to be able to stub their toe and feel it. And then when the feeling comes back and they stub their toe, they're actually grateful for it. So it really does depend on like our perspective, how we view things.
That is brilliant that you brought that up because, my husband was paralyzed with ALS. Now, ALS must be Lucifer's first cousin.
Oh, it's terrible. It's an awful disease.
Because
thanks, Evelyn.
They're paralyzed.
But you feel everything.
They can feel everything.
Yeah.
So if a mosquito bites them, they feel that itch. They just can't scratch.
Yes, it's awful. And they don't lose cognitive function either. They're as clear and sharp as they were unless they develop another disease. So they literally are trapped in a body that is collapsing and no longer works.
Yeah, exactly.
Awful.
So, but do you know that my husband, who taught me humbleness, patience, just good stuff, he was always grateful for that itch. He was always grateful, like, because, he was very anxiety stricken. So after each shower, I had to take him off the shower commode and hoist him over my shoulder and just to pick up his pants because I said, just go, don't wear nothing on the bottom. Let me put a blanket on you. But no, because Eric had to be like, no, that's not polite. So, and you know what? I was going through peri whatever
Perimenopause.
premenopause,
Yeah.
and it was awful. And I remember one day I went too close to the sink. We had our bathroom sink built so that the wheelchair can go under it, so it was pretty high. And I scraped him and I said, oh my God, oh my God. And he's like, thank you. He said, I felt that. I feel alive. So that's why when I was talking the other day, and I guess I get all passionate, but it says sometimes it's like, ooh, and it's the moments that I've lived, I can teach. The moments that I've learned, I can teach.
Yes.
And we need to take less for granted and more for appreciation. Just like the necklace that the badass Buddha has on. That made me happy when I saw it because it's
Yeah,
shiny.
it's pretty. Let
The
me show you
loop
a
is
close-up.
beautiful.
It's
It's
glass.
like a teardrop, but with an opening saying, I'm still happy within this teardrop.
You see,
So
it's glass. Isn't it
it's
cool?
beautiful. Yeah. I love it. I love the shimmery silver you're wearing with it. And little things. So when you're in this moment of despair, look for something, whether it's a fucking soda bottle cap on the floor, it still shines with the sunlight. Or look at it on the other side because sometimes they have little sayings in it or something. Always look for that little insignificant thing that would change the perspective of your whole day. Okay.
And that's a great segue into what we're talking about today, because when you come from that mindset of viewing life that way, it's a lot. You're so much clearer, and you're in alignment with yourself. I had to plug the name of my business, Align Wellness.
There you go. I love it.
Yeah, but you're in alignment with yourself. You flow. So there you go, Gail. You're clearer. So the clarity is there, and you know what you want and what matters. And it's interesting. I have not really been on, except for the show. I have really not been on social media whatsoever. I haven't posted anything in my personal page. I haven't posted anything on my business pages. I haven't even really acknowledged anybody else's stuff, because if I go on, it's like literally for a second to get on the show or go on a Facebook Marketplace. But if I see something quick, I'll just put a little heart or something, maybe a quick comment, but hardly at all. But yesterday I actually did a little bit of commenting, and I was reading something that Gail wrote, and I'm going to tell you, we love our tribe. Like, we really love our tribe. You have no idea, really, really, even though we tell you, you really don't understand how much we appreciate your commentary. Like, the comments that you put up there are so insightful. Even if you don't think they're insightful, they're insightful. They help somebody. They start a conversation. And so we love all of you. And I'm friends with Gail. Gladiator, we're all friends together. But Gail and I've spoken a lot, like, outside, and the change that I've seen in Gail, like, over this last year and a half, this isn't just including her health challenge that she's going through, but the health glimmer. Let's put it that. How about that? But it's she I don't know. It's like, I thought she was mellow before, like flowing and letting go. She is the epitome of trusting in the process, especially these last couple of months. And I've taken that into my being. Like, I've been observing a lot of this behavior from people who are doing it, people who are not doing it, with no judgment, just for the people who are not doing it. But it has been very eye-opening for me. It has been very insightful, knowledgeable. It's been a great, I can't even, I'm not the wordsmith like Gladiator Guru. I can't even describe the words that I feel about some of these posts. Like the post that she had just put about what her year has been like and what she's learned was just beautiful. Like, just absolutely beautiful. So I feel like since I've moved, I have been able to really sit quietly more than I was before. I was sitting quietly before, but it was coming from a different place. There was a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of frustration, and it's not happening here. And it's amazing when you pull that out of your thought process and how you feel. When you pull that out, how much room there is for compassion, how much room there is for mindfulness practice, which is what I've always said. I was mindful living, but I was really struggling. And I don't feel like I'm struggling so much anymore. And I'm very grateful for that. Good
We all,
morning, Minnie.
the gratitude. See, that's so
Leanne,
key.
Milagros, good morning. Sorry.
Milagros, my son-in-law, Argenis, I was just talking about you. Good morning, buenos días, namaste, mi gente. Milagro, me alegro que estás aquí. And you're so right. And I think when we, just appreciate your moments. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I had to ask him, I said, do you mind if I ask you a question that I normally would ask people that get upset? And he's like, sure. And he didn't answer it all the way. And then he tried to give me something else and I brought him right back to it. And it's something that I love. It's something that's in my journal. You see, Lori, it's okay to say stuff about your business. And I have it on my phone as a reminder to myself whenever things get hard, you know. But if you can be anything, what would you wear? For me, however I'm dressed is how my personality exposes itself. Okay.
Yeah,
So I can go from
definitely.
yes,
Definitely with you. No doubt about that.
yes. So if I'm home all day and let's say I didn't take a shower because I'm not doing anything or whatever, right? I feel like shit. So I have to get up, take a shower, and then I don't normally wear makeup unless I'm going somewhere because I like my face to breathe. But the thing is that if you have to labor, darling, and if you have to labor for someone else's company to become rich off your sweat, pick a job that you're going to be happy going to, not because of the money that it provides you hourly, what the benefits are, because you're locking yourself up in that cell to only be released to come and do labor for somebody. Your light dims, you become anxious, you become depressed, you become very sensitive that if somebody says something to you, you're like, what? And then you feel nobody understands you. Don't set yourself up anymore. How grown are you? What year are we living in? Okay. So if you can be anything, what would you wear? And I told this to my daughter yesterday. Visualize yourself. What are the outfits that you would wear that make you so free of fear that there's nothing you can't conquer? That belief in yourself, it's what's going to make you either start that business, start that online course, or pick up a course to make you complete it to receive another piece of paper that says you're worthy of society, like an associate's or a bachelor's or a master's, in order for you to have more student loans than what they're willing to pay you hourly of something that they demanded. Come on, stop being a yo-yo and be the king and queen that you are, that you were born to be. So if you can be anything, what would you
Look
wear?
at what Gail put. Gail put dragon rider leather with black cape.
There you go. And I can see you in that.
Anything that makes me feel free. Birthday suit. Oh, so she's naked.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you know what? Well, I asked the one who edited the journal, Erica, and that's exactly what was her first reaction. So that means she wants to work from home and be free with it and accept whatever comes with it. So you need to say, who am I? What is my worth? Because only you can determine that. Not your man, your kids, your boss, nobody can determine your value, your worth, but you. And then go out there and figure it out. And if you don't, and you put yourself in the hands of somebody who doesn't give a shit about you, but can make money from you in your hard labor, then don't complain. Because it isn't about, oh, but I got to pay the bills. Figure it out. Align yourself, Inc. She's been figuring it out, and she, we
Actually,
all
I
go like, oh
changed
my
the
God, I should
name.
do this, I should do that. When I left Connecticut, before I left Connecticut to come here, I was like a little on the fence, right? I was creating these blind date with the book tea boxes, phenomenal, love them. And then I had all these issues over here with the house. And I felt like nobody was showing up for me. And so I'm like, okay, so I got a little frazzled. And I didn't believe in myself in the amount of a mustard seed. I failed myself. So I went, superwoman, that's it. And I applied to my past job. And I came on a Saturday night, Monday, I was interviewing. And then they were like, well, we need somebody to fill in first shift. And I looked them dead in the face and I said, why would you even ask me? You know, I don't care for the people who work first shift. And I was like, yes. And I'm clapping with my feet under the table, like, Margie's back. And then they told me, okay, you start November 5th, but you need to do 35 hours. I said, okay, that was the director. So I text my who would be my supervisor again 2 times, and I left her voicemail. Never got a call back. So I was like, okay, because I keep everything in prayer. I'm like, okay, then I'm not meant to work there anymore. That, you know, I doubted myself for that moment because I had to fly from one state to another. Then I had to figure this out. And by the time I got here, shit worked out. So you know what? Be who you want to be, because you can't be anybody else. And if you like working for someone else, then you know what? I don't mean to offend you. But if you believe you can create something from scratch and build it and they will come type of shit, then do it. Because you're going to learn along the way. I'm not working for nobody no more. And I'm not broke.
Gail said,
magically.
Gail says, faith of a mustard seed, there is magic held within its little seed. Forever they're waiting for your time of need. It may not look like much on the casual eye, but it can cast a beacon way up into the sky. The little seed so small, once lost upon the wind, can move mighty mountains and bring you home again. I used to chant this.
Oh. Well, yeah, they say it's in the Bible. All you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. And God will move mountains for you. That's what I'm saying. Like, that is how powerful that mustard seed was. But I doubted myself, and I used that to say it was such a grand doubt, so out of character for me, that I reached out to a job I hated and I had told everybody off. And lesson learned. But you know what? Then I was like, you know what? No. But let's do our intro. You know what? Every time we come on here, and you know what's sad? That I have to upload on my iPhone 6. I have to upload my Facebook every time for the show because my phone won't hold it anymore. And so I haven't shared it, and I don't like the good morning, Wanda. Desiree, good morning. But I love that, Gail. You know what? I was listening to Denzel. I love me some Denzel. I just love.
Oh my God, I do.
Love the way his lips move when he's talks.
So sexy still.
Oh my God!
And hot the whole time.
He's such an intellectual that I just love, and he just sits back but he says, when you're on the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you'll never start. And without consistency, you'll never finish. Girl, I got up and did 2 30-minute workouts from YouTube to finish up because I didn't feel that the walk was enough. And I was so sore the rest of the night. But I was like, Denzel. And I was like, how real is that? And it just, when I heard it yesterday, I was like, and that's what I was just thinking. Like, these people didn't call me. Why am I even stressing? I didn't want to work there anyway.
That's right. That's exactly right.
People think I'm crazy, but everything I do, I put it in prayer first. Even if I'm traveling from here to Connecticut, from Connecticut here, I'm like, Father God, this is what I planned. If this is what is going to happen, then that's why I sleep on the plane rides. I don't care if I'm going from Florida to Connecticut, from New York to Hong Kong. I'll sleep. Because I trust that much that once I put it out in prayer, that's it. I'm not taking that shit back. I don't want it. So,
Oh, Georgianne, I spelled your name wrong. Good morning, Georgianne.
hello, Georgianne. So, what I'm saying is that when I heard him say this yesterday, I got up and I did more to stay consistent.
Listen, if
And
I had him sitting in front of me while I was exercising, I would do more too. Are you kidding me?
so,
Yes.
commitment
Yes.
and
Hold my feet
consistency.
longer, Denzel. Hold my feet longer.
That's how you achieve your goals. It don't see, and nowhere did he say you had to have degrees, you had to have X amount of dollars in your bank account or under your mattress. He didn't say none of that. He just says, believe, commit yourself to believe what your goal is and keep working it. And that's how you finish it.
But
Stay
you
consistent.
have to be, but you have, and this is why we're talking about this today. Remember, this is the month of, we're still committing and recommitting. We are talking about the things that we committed to in the beginning of the year, because we already talked about I want, and then we're recommitting. We're asking ourselves, did we go through with this? Did we establish this? Was this important to us? Because sometimes we will decide that this is what we want, and then when we start to actually dabble into it, we're like, it wasn't exactly what I thought. And it's okay to change your mind as long as you tried. It's when you just put it on a list and say, I want to do this, and you don't bother. And then you say, well, I didn't want to do it. And it's not because you didn't want to anymore. It's because you just didn't get to it. And then you just are taking it off the list. But if you sit with yourself and have that clarity, and that's what Gladiator Guru is talking about. It's that quote from Denzel Washington is about, you have to be clear. And the only way to clear yourself, clear your mind, and really feel what it is, because when we ask you, what is it that you want, or I want, when you finish that statement, it's not about I want, I just saw this thing on YouTube, or I just saw this thing on Instagram and I want that. Well, that could be part of it, but it's close your eyes and sit quietly and say, what do you really want? And it usually requires you to sit somewhere, go somewhere, be in a quiet space, so that you could really feel what is important to you. Because in the end, all the crap that we have ever bought in our lives, we had to go to the store, right? If you go to TJ Maxx, you go to any of these stores now, they make you meander through to get to the checkout because they want you to sit there and get the last minute stuff. They're not stupid. It's brilliant. Oh, look at this chocolate. Oh my God, look at this coffee mug. I do that every time I go into TJ Maxx or something like that, or Marshalls. I'm like, okay, don't look at the stuff that as I'm walking to the checkout, but sit down and say, did I really need that? Was that something that I really wanted? What's really, really important to me? So before, and I do this a lot now. I'll sometimes go on Amazon and I will fill my cart with stuff, or any website. I'll fill my cart. Oh, look at this. And I wait. And it's nice when you signed in because they hold the cart for you, right?
Yes.
So I'm on Amazon. I let it sit there. And then I go back to it and I'll say, do I really want this now? Do I need this now? What is okay for me to get now at this moment in time? Maybe I need like food for my chinchilla. That's a necessity. I don't want the thing to starve. But do I need this other thing? Then I'll put it for save later. I love to save later. I save later. Well, this morning I happened to get up early and I'm scrolling through my save later. I had 150 items in save later. I start going through them and I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested in this anymore. Delete. Not interested in this more. Delete, delete, delete. And I got it down to about 20 items. And even them, I might change. But again, it's about me sitting and saying, do I really want this? What is its purpose for me? In this process of decluttering my life, why would I want to add more stuff, right? How many times have we all done this? We've cleaned out a closet. We've cleaned out the garage. Empty. And then we go to the store and we start buying more stuff to fill it back up again. What is it really filling? That's the question. Is that empty space bothering you because you can't deal with emptiness? Because maybe it's triggering, not glimmering. It's triggering your emptiness inside. See, I don't need to fill myself with things. I fill myself with nature. I fill myself with moments. I fill myself with conversation. I don't have a single picture of my children hanging up anywhere. I didn't even have it in before I moved. And I thought to myself, this is awful. Like, I love my children. Why would I do that? Why would that happen that way? And so I have begun my quest of picking out through all my photos in my bins of when they were little up to now, and picking out just the right photos, and I'm going to splatter them on my wall, and I'm going to put it in a like a acrylic collage. Like, they sell these things, you just slide the pictures in, which is great. So it looks like a collage on the wall, but it's still in plastic, and it's it's not like the old school we were younger, we'd tack it up. And I can't wait. I'm very excited about this, but that's because I sat with this. I went through bins and I said, why are some of these pictures not out for me to look at and have the memory of? But that it took me to sit quietly. So thank you for
Yeah,
that.
I have a whole bunch of pictures I'm throwing out. They're on my phone, they're on my iCloud, and I've been carrying them forever. But again, I think you need to figure out who the hell you are. Do you want that degree or don't you? But do not, remember, I said last week, do not allow my confidence to insult your insecurities. And I say that with respect and honor, because I do have a confidence about myself. I may not be where I want to be, but I am presently enjoying my now. But there's people who feel they're not worthy because their sister, their cousin, or their coworker has all these degrees, or they feel that every time they're looking for a job on Indeed that's paying $13 an hour, they want a bachelor's degree. And I say, go fuck off, because that's not going to pay your loan, right? So don't allow anything to make you feel that you're less than. Not everybody needs to have a college degree, and not everybody does not want to have a college degree. So you got to figure out, where are you in that line?
Can I share something with you? So for those of you that want to listen, get an education, don't get an education, totally up to you. Okay. I have an education. I love my education. I use it, but so a BS degree is obviously bullshit. And an MS degree is more shit. And a PhD is piled higher and deeper. So you could look at it that way. You could have fun with it and say, I don't need a degree because a PhD is just piled higher and deeper. Got definitely for loans.
Well, yeah. And look at Gail says she managed a high profile firm without a college degree. I'm saying this, you know what? I was 9 credits away from getting my associates, and my family's be like, just go ahead and get it. And I'm like, why? I don't want it. It doesn't define me. And you said something, and I'm going to debate it. You said you have an education. You have a degree in what you specialize in, because in education, you learn anywhere. I have a grand education and knowing how to deal with life's chaos, traumas, and happiness. So education, I went to the school of hard knocks. Trust me. And I went to college working a full-time job, having 2 little kids. And I loved it. I mean, I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the composition, and literature was my favorite. And so, I mean, you do pick, but did I need to continue? Do I feel like I'm less than because I don't have it at my age? No. So what I'm saying is, the badass Buddha said that earlier about her time, her space. She does, people, places, and things should not affect who you believe yourself to be. Again, it takes me back to the question that I have in my journal. If you can be anything, what would you wear? Let's break it down to such simplicity that you start understanding yourself from your pinky toe up. Okay? Not what the world wants you to be, not what your best friend is, not this, not that, not this. None of that, but who you are. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. Bring it into you.
Bring in the funk, bring in the noise.
If you don't matter, then no one else around you should matter. Love who you are. Stop cursing yourself. Whenever you say that I am, make sure you're saying something good. Not I am sick. I am broke. I'm
right.
Like this. That's a curse that you're bringing upon yourself.
Yes.
And I've said this, the I am within the I am is listening. He's watching. He's like, what the hell? I love those memes where they have the statues that are like this or like that. This is my guardian angel right now. and they're like fed up with you. You never know who's in the room with you, who's supposed to be there to guide you, but you're like blocking yourself. So just understand that you are here because you matter. You are here because there's no one like you. You are here because no one can finish the job that you were supposed to do since birth.
Amen to that.
You matter with money in the bank, without, with a degree, without.
Right.
You matter if you had loving parents or not, or you were an orphan. Doesn't fucking matter where you came from, mi gente. What matters is where are you standing right now in the belief of your pure brilliance.
This is beautiful what Gail said. And you know what, Gail, I'm glad you mentioned it because you are right. We get very focused on telling ourselves, oh, you got to love it. You got to love this. You got to love life, even if it's bad. And sometimes you got to say to yourself, I really don't love it, but I don't hate it. And there's a difference. There really is a difference. It's basically saying that it's okay. I don't love it. It's okay. I will get through it or whatever. But hate is a very it's a very negative word. It is a word that really evokes this inner, like I feel like when I use that term, I feel this closed like in my insides when I use that word. Occasionally, I mean, it's necessary to use that word sometimes, but I'm very careful now with how I use that word. And so I appreciate you writing that because that's true. We don't need to love it. We just have to stop hating it. So when you say, I hate my body, I hate that I can't do the things that I used to do, your body is winning, like, or the things, the bad things that are happening are winning. You just, you could say to yourself, I don't like the fact that I can't do this anymore. What can I do about it? You know, our bodies are resilient. Our brains are resilient. Until we get disease makes it more challenging. Most things we can reverse, but not everything can be reversed, but most things can be reversed. So why wait till we get to a level where we cannot reverse it? Just be very clear. So if you say, I want to live, I was on the phone the other day with my cousin, and she's 4 years older than I am. And we were talking about this. We're like, I want to be that person that's 100 years old and still traveling, God willing. Like that I physically could do it, that I can mentally. I don't want to be the person that says, oh, I don't want to go anywhere. You know, like, it's frustrating for me that my mom has gotten to be that person. But this isn't just because of the the mild stroke that she had in January. My mother was already doing that probably like 5 years prior. And my father was a great excuse for her because she would always say, oh, I can't go, your father. I can't go because of your father. But she was already doing that prior to. She was
unhappy.
But the beauty is this, that was her journey. I'm not judging her. I'm not knocking her. I'm not going to make her look bad, shame her, guilt her. I look at that and say, what have I learned from this? And what I've learned is that what must I do for myself to keep myself healthy, to keep myself focused, to keep going and not be guided by fear of not trying things, not going places, not doing things. And this move got me past a big barrier where there was fear. And now I feel very fearless lately. And I feel very empowered, and I'm very happy about that.
Well, that's good. But I want to go back to Kayo's comment. And that's good. That's a good way of looking at it. But then you got to ask yourself, do you hate it? And why do you hate it? I used to always say, I hate weak and pathetic women. That they just, at any little thing, they're sitting there crying and victimizing themselves. And I would say it. And Irisa's not on here. Like, I hate that. Like, ugh, why are you crying again? And I would walk away and leave them wherever they were, because why are you crying? Like, buckle up. You know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Slide those big girl panties on. Then I asked myself one day, why do I hate them? Because it was so easy for me to say I hate them, because to me they were weak and pathetic. And I had to understand why. And it really wasn't hate. So we again, the curse words, we gotta understand what are, do we really hate it, but why are we hating it? What is it about us that we're trying to still camouflage, and we're dressing it up with, I hate that, but I gotta stop
Yes.
hating that. So ask yourself, why the fuck are you hating something?
Yes.
Okay, why are you saying that you hate something that you don't understand, or you don't want to face your own fears with, instead of just saying, you know what, I'm gonna try to like it, I'm gonna love it. I prefer saying, I understand, I gotta stop hating this. Well, because of everything that I've went through, because of my anger and rage issues, I have to say, I'm gonna try to love it. I'm not gonna use that negative thing, hate, because I've been in hate. I've sat in resentment. I've sat in anger so much that I was like in hell's waiting room door all the time, ready to snuff a motherfucker out. That's how bad my rage and anger was. And oh, hello, my sister. She can even attest to it. I was that what? Okay, what happened? And I'm at your door with my bat or my machete or whatever it was. I didn't call you. I didn't argue with you. I didn't do anything of that. I showed
That's
up.
how they got that movie, Machete. That Machete, they
Machete.
got it off of her.
And I'm like, what's up? Because to me, that's why I said confrontation is my love language. Doesn't mean I got to fight, but I'm going to show up. But I'm going to always go protect it, because I grew up in Father Panic Village. So you never go just like, oh, and whatever. Oh, I'm knocking on someone else's door at the projects. You bring. But it was always about, what's up? This is what I heard. What's your take on it? Before anything happened. So I've learned to not say anymore, I hate this. Why? Because I learned discernment. In my darkest hours of my self-isolation, I learned discernment
taught it to
inside
me.
out. So I'm not going to say, I'm going to stop hating this. I'm going to say, for my spirit to always stay open with light, me, I'm not saying you can do whatever it is you want to do, is if I don't love it, I'm going to like it until I learn it. Because I may not want to love it, but I'm going to like it. I'm going to give it that benefit of the doubt until I learn, why is this in my path? Why did this fall on my lap? Why the fuck did I meet this person for? I didn't even like her when I first laid my eyes on her, but she's still here. So I'm going to learn something from it. So, and that's the play on words. And right now we are living in spiritual warfare. So choose your words wisely. If you can refrain from saying, I hate it, so I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try not to hate this because I always hated it. Just bless yourself with your own words instead of cursing yourself. And I think that if you listen to Denzel, he talks a lot about that as well. He talks a lot about the enemy. He's very spiritual in that way. So it's, yeah, Milagros, that was me a long time. Yeah. So that, and it's not worth it. Like, to me, it's not worth it. You know, I think what's that word? Exhausted all of that need, my salsa dancing days, all of that. It's just I'm happy for it. You know, when I think about who I was in the past, I'm like, that's right. That's who I was, and that's who I still can be if you bring me there. Anything happens with me in mind, but it's not someone I want to be anymore. I don't want to hold on to anger. I don't want to hold on to rage. I don't want to waste my spit trying to regulate your ass when you're wrong. I'm just gonna say, you need a hug? Is something going on there? Okay, can I help you? No? Okay, bye. Because my time is to be valued with me and the things that I love and that I hold dear. It's not about being right. It's not about checking your ass anymore. It's about me leaving you exactly where you're standing when you disrespect me, because you're not worth my time. Your behavior is not worth my time. You come around, we can sit down and talk, but your behavior at that moment is not worth or valued, has any value towards me. So that's why when you're redirecting your life, when you're relearning, Milagro was right. All of us, and however we said it, we're all coming to the same conclusion. So you're right. You know, if it works for you, fine. I've learned because battling my darkness for many different reasons, I don't want to say hate. And that's why with the weight gain that I have dealt with, I'm saying I love my body. We are just not happy. But I'm not bullying my body anymore. I'm not hating the fact that I gained weight. I'm wondering where the fuck is that coming from? I'm not eating any different. I've been very active lately. So guess what I said the other day? Ooh, we feel lighter. And it was like 4 days of walking. But it's because I'm moving. And because mentally I know I'm being proactive in my life regarding the weight gain and the body that I love. So that's how I'm speaking to myself. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm paving the road to get there. And I'm not hating anything about it. So
Georgianne
I don't,
asked you a question. She said, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm perfectly.
I may not be where I want to be, but I am perfectly where I am. Like we are where we are right now.
I'm perfectly where I am.
And if you don't love where you are right now, and it might be a dreary little town where that hay ball, that bale of hay be going with the wind, you're like, what the fuck? I'm a city girl. It's about, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm perfectly where I'm supposed to be. You know why? Because it is here in your journey, on your path, that you're supposed to learn where the key, how to find the key so that when you get there, you unlock the door with no issues. See, through prayer, prayer means you're not going to lay in the bed and say, oh my God, I want to be the best chiropractor in Tennessee. God, help me be the best chiropractor in Tennessee, right? And then Lori just lays there eating potato chips. No.
Hey, how do you know how I live my life? You have a camera in my room? No.
So what I'm saying is you need to get up and research, drive around, see how far you want to drive, like drive during the morning rush hour so you could know how long it takes. Because my God, Yahweh, will open the door, but you got to walk up to the motherfucker. You got to ding, 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 I'm here. And then he's going to say, you did the work. Now you will reap the rewards. It says God helps those who help themselves. A lot of us want to sit there, only pray when we need, and then expect a miracle, and then we bash him, or we won't do anything. And then what? Me too, Georgianne. And I've been so proud of myself, Georgianne. I haven't had bread or potato chips in like almost 2 weeks. And you know the best part of it? Because I am not where I want to be physically, but I'm perfectly where I'm supposed to be. I'm not even missing it like I used to. And I'm just like taking less and less sugar in my coffee. And you know what? It's when you decide, you decide. And we all love potato chips because I'm sure that the badass Buddha can say the same exact line verbatim. Can you not, badass? I fucking love potato chips. So it's like, so that's how I looked. It's just like that quote. I don't know who wrote it because I think it was Carl Jung, but they want to put it on the Buddha or whatever.
Well, I put it on you. I put it on you.
It's not what? No, this quote, I am not what happened to me.
Oh.
I am what I choose to become.
Yes. Yep. I love that
quote.
It's
Jung, and I love Jung. Jung's favorite quote that I had put in my book.
Again. Say it again.
I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. And I read that years ago. And years ago, I already knew it. But when I read it, it was like, and it is. I am not that little girl who was molested for so many years. I am not that teenage mom who was raped. You know, I am not none of those things. I am La Margarita. Watch out now. None of those things affect me, don't bring me down. It happened. I talk about it to be the voice for those women that have been through it and don't know how to express it, don't know how to release it. So I went through that so that I can show you it's okay. And so I'm not ashamed about what happened. I can't change what happened, but it doesn't affect me. It has never victimized me. So you got to choose. Whatever your past is, your past for a reason.
Yep.
You can go back to the archives. Be specific what past memory you want to bring forward at that moment in your life. You are the archive keeper. Okay, you hold so many roles in your life. You set them up, you put them on the rows by importance. And so let's say, okay, what happened in 1996? Boom, I'm gonna go back. I have my Lisa haircut, my mom with the Aquanet hair, and you get it and you review it and you put that bitch back. Only you can do that. Somebody could say, oh, yeah, that's why. Like the other day, my niece is yelling at her son in the morning, and I don't like it. Like, that's breaking my peace, although I'm living in her house right now. So, but still, that's my peace. I don't like all that negativity early in the morning. And she said something to me. I let it go. And then she texts me with my daughter, Tiffany, didn't Titi used to yell at us when we were little before school? Why is she trying to tell me? And I was like, because I didn't have a mentor. My sister and I didn't have a mother to say, don't do this. You shouldn't talk like that to the kids before school. We were the breadwinners of the house. We had to do everything, yet we chose to stay with the men. But we did everything. Then these fucking kids didn't want to get up. My son wanted to walk one step a minute. Like, ooh. So we lost it. We had no control over our anger. We're Puerto Rican and Italian, born and raised in Father Panic. We had no control over our anger or how we spoke. And I'm using that as an excuse. And so I'm a grandmother now, and I don't want that to happen. And I said, I am not that person. I said, and you know what the blessing is right here? Is that you have me to remind you that your child does not need to go through what you went through. And just because you went through it don't mean that it's okay to relive it. So, but she also taught me something, how I say something, because in that I was Titi mode. You get it? And you're right. I don't give my perpetrator permission to be part of my. Exactly. I cut them bitches off when it happened. And you know what happened? Guru's sister from a different mother. What, the one I'm speaking about? No, Janet's right there. We have the same father. My father only gave her his last name.
No, she's saying you and her sisters
okay.
from a different mother.
Yeah, because my sister there, she's Janet Ramirez. My father had 8 sons with different women, and my sister and I are his only female children, and she's the only one, a female at that, to carry his last name. And guess what she does? That's why I'm a Ramirez. So that's like the running, we want to punch her in the face joke when we're all together. Anyway, I think that the badass Buddha picked herself up by her bootstraps, put her big girl panties on, and said, this is going to be hard. Change is always challenging. And I feel like I'm doing the right thing. Let me talk it over with the kids who also are going to have a disruption in their lives. And then let's see if we can do this. And she did it. Doesn't mean there's no residue from your past still. It'll probably take her a year to really be fully
on a daily basis.
Yeah. But the thing is, our mantra says be a disruptor. You have to be a disruptor in your own life. When you choose change, you will be challenged. How about that for the 3 C's of your life? When you choose change, you will be challenged until heart, mind, and soul say, okay, we got this. This is where we're supposed to be. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. In alignment, when they align.
And it's not going to be right away. Because you're right. When you were packing, you knew you had to unpack that to then sort it, to then decide. But wasn't it a bit overwhelming? Like, oh my God, I didn't know I had so much shit.
You know what? It was when I decided, like, I felt the need to unpack right away. But when I let that go and said, I'm going to get to it when I get to it. And I'm going to take it in spurts and like pieces. It's not been overwhelming. In fact, it's been very controlled. And I don't believe in control because we can't control everything. But that's been a piece that I have been able to control. And it's been really wonderful. Like I have been literally unpacking and getting rid of things that I didn't even need to bring with me. but they needed to come down. They needed me to move through it in a space that is really making me think about what is it that I really need, and then rediscover things that, like, I mean, I've had a music box collection. I've been collecting music boxes since I was in my teens. And I stopped collecting probably in my 30s, and then I packed them up. And the irony is they never moved with me. When I bought my house in Shelton, they never moved with me. They always stayed at my mother's house. And then when I sold that house and moved back in with my mom, um, there they sat. So this time I was like, I'm taking my music boxes with me. I went to go unpack them, and I'm like, I don't want them anymore. I don't want the music boxes anymore. Like, they're not a part of me anymore, except one music box it's a little jewelry music box that my grandmother had. It was my mom's mother, and my mother gave it to me. And it says made in occupied Japan. So it was from World War II, like right after World War II. And I'm like, that's the only one I'm going to keep. Like, that's the only one I'm going to keep, but everything else is going to go. Because I want somebody else to enjoy them. It doesn't serve me anymore. But I'm not upset that I brought it. I mean, like, when I tell you I had a lot of crap that I got rid of up there, but then a lot still came down. But I'm not upset about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to find.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Can you find out, would you be willing to donate them to like a nursing home for the elderly?
Oh, the music boxes? Sure.
Yeah, because when I worked in the memory care, they like sound, so I think that if you're willing to, like, you can sell it. But what I'm saying is, if you want to donate them because they at one time made you happy, and I would say donate them to not specific elders, but to the nursing home with the specification that they are to be used. So if a resident passes away or leave, they're there for the residents. I don't know. I just think that sound is the last thing to leave on any one of us, our hearing. And with dementia patients, they like that. And music boxes carry melodies from when they were first invented. So they would probably remind them of a season of their life momentarily. I don't know. So I just want to, Iritza, my sister is on, Janet, and there was someone else who came on. But again, hello to all of you. Gail, yeah. Yeah, only because, I just think when I'm down, I'll put on my favorite jazz player besides the blues. It's Chris Bodie. I love Chris Bodie. And whatever mood I'm in that's not happy, I play him. And he just puts me in a place. Like, I just gave away my record player with like 25 LPs from jazz, Strawberry Hill, all the old ones, Jizzy Gillespie. And because I love jazz, but the record player, I didn't have the speakers, and I said, I'm going to invest in a whole different record player. I want the one with that one. But it's I'm saying, like, you love them, you carry them. Why'd you carry them? Why you bring them all the way to Tennessee? Well, maybe it's now for you to give smiles to someone. If not, sell them. But keep that one because that one's beautiful. And it might be worth something later on. You never know.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, no, it probably is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually, it was funny. I was talking to my middle daughter about it, and she loves history, and she's not a person that likes inheriting stuff, like, and she's not sentimental in that to things. But she said to me, wow, I wouldn't mind having that, like, in the future. And I was just like, oh, well, then it's yours. Like, it's yours. Like, there's no, not even a question. I said that would be a perfect thing for you because that's you like history, and that is something that, I mean, it's not just like a sticker. We're talking, it's a metal box, and it's stamped made in occupied Japan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I loved it. Like, I said to her, yep, it's yours. Then it's definitely yours.
Good. That's good. I love, she taught me so much about the Cold War. Like there was stuff that I forgot because I love history. But she taught me so much. She's very brilliant in that area. She would be wonderful teaching people history and adding some sazon to it by putting her, her perspective of it from so much that she's learned, because it's always learn what the lies they feed you in the school books, but then research on the side and collect truths and everything. So she's perfect for that. Look at Gail. My ex was a jazz drummer and taught Berklee College of Music. I was spoiled. Yeah, I love all music except heavy metal and heavy rap, but or the polka with the accordion. I don't care for that. But yeah, but jazz is always my go-to, no matter what mood I'm in. I'll listen to jazz and be happy with it. But yeah.
All right. Well, so this was so we want you to take, so remember we're making some changes. We're going to show it on the postings. So today we're talking about I want, and Thursday we're talking about I can. So today is about clarity of where do I put my little notes. I want is what's possible. What is possible for you? Revisit your list if you made it in the beginning of the year, and if you didn't, put that together. And then Thursday is I can. It's talking about what you are capable of doing. Because if you're not capable of doing the things on your want list at this time, then you have to look at it and say, what do I need to do to make it possible for me to do these things? It's setting the tone of being clear about what it is that you want, and then saying, I can. I mean, if I don't know how to do this, I can learn how to do this. If I need to be in shape for this, I can get into shape for this. So start putting together this list, and we want you to work on your I can. And one little extra piece with the I want is setting an intention. I want to do this, okay? But put some emotion behind it by saying to yourself, this is why I want it. So
exactly.
Say, I want this, number one, I want this, and then put number one, this is why I want this, because then that makes it important to you. And if it's important to you, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse.
And I love when you say that. I'm never going to say it because I love when you say that. I know we got to get off. Iritza wrote about how she wanted to get out of Bridgeport for 25 years. Yeah. And it's possible what it is. So I just wanted to read something real quick and then we leave techno. I hate techno. Sure. What I wrote, it's always you, right? So here we are. With great love comes great sadness. How many can agree? Grief only means you loved. And so sadness of reality of time, exactly what the badass Buddha was talking about. Time. We humans forever believe we have time, right? So most everyone will say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll clean the garage tomorrow. I'll clean the basement. I'll organize the attic. I'll sort out those seasonal clothing tomorrow, or maybe this weekend. I don't think I have much going on. I'll start the cleansing of my digestion, my body, my spirit. And sadly and truthfully and factually, now is the only time. If you can do something tomorrow, then when tomorrow comes and you're actually doing it, it's really your today, right? So be happy for that. So will you lose your time now in real time, in real life, or will you live in it? So the word of the day is today, right? That's the word of the day, today. Because why leave for tomorrow what you can do today? And we can do whatever we want to do, whatever we deem important to do, because we are the masters of our schedule. So, do you want to write? You want to get up earlier? I've been getting up earlier. It's been fucking phenomenal. I've been sleeping better. But I get up. I say my prayers. I say my gratitude. I talk to my guardian angel. I'm like, all right, guardian, today's the day. Be with me. Keep me focused, in line, whatever. Have my back. Slay them dragons that I can't see so that I can stay focused on my today. So we are going to have that little valley thing where we're going to feel down, we're going to feel depressed, or moments of it, we're not going to want to do anything. And then we're going to feel that restlessness, which means get up, get up, get up, get up. Even if you're getting up to do the laundry, even if you're going to walk to the mailbox, do it with, walk with, like, that's right, shake that ass, move those hips, add a little theatrics to your life, because you only have today. Yesterday's, what they say, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. Your present is where you live, is where you thrive, is where you make the plans for a better tomorrow. Today is where you say, I got this, and really believe that you got this. Because only you can be the change you want to see in the world. And it starts with you. So that's it.
Thank you, everybody, for coming on today. My God, we're like stopped right at the 1 hour mark. This is this is different for us. Oh my God. Yes, Georgianne, we definitely will. Next time we're both in Connecticut, we will have tea with you.
And I have a makeup date with Gail. So
thank you so much for everybody for coming on. We'll see you Thursday. So from the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from the Gladiator Guru, mi gente, remember to breathe in your beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste.